is it Legacy Genesis? They would surprise the heck out of us because everyone is picking Abyss Academy. You got to ask yourself why. Well, the roster looked stacked. It looked great. And at the start of this split, man, we had some concerns about every other team going up against them. Game number 3, ban the Cogmore.
Slow bans.
Or not. No, they're just going to leave one.
Bans.
Wait.
Yeah, we're waiting for it.
Intense. There's the Elise to start off from Bev.
Okay.
Okay.
That one off the table. But Bip is a great Elise player. Elise has the potential to end the game in 5 minutes.
I feel like J4 would be
true.
actually. I feel like J4 would be a
wrong.
great ban on Abyss Academy side because we know Artiferns likes it, we know Babip likes it.
I mean, it is a flex,
It gives
but
him a
Babip's
flex.
been playing it.
It is a
2
flex,
games in a
but
row.
Bip has played 2 games on it. I would like to see him jump off it. Not that he's played bad on it, but you're so limited in what you can do. You don't have, especially since you have to go Cinder or you have to go tank, or else you fall off too fast. But I know Babip is very good at other champions, especially the Gragas.
Yeah. Let's move away. Maybe change composition. Look, cheese. Let's just screw everything.
Maokai ban.
Hit cheese. Hit some cheese out of it.
Alright.
Looking pretty standard at the moment, though.
Yeah, we're back in the same situation as we were.
There's Rakan again. So, like you said, Mendrix, deny the Kalista, I guess. I mean,
it's just the fact that you
specific,
can deny that specific thing to it. Maybe Kuden is just exceptional at champion. I feel Rakan's also similar to Tarek in that in the regard that sometimes you need to be careful how you can't just like blind pick him into most matchups. You need to have a clear idea of what you're going
This
into.
should be a Cogmore ban.
Or not, or they leave
Actually,
it open.
no. Legacy Genesis banned the Cogmore, so it's a
Trundle
Trundle.
ban.
Yeah.
All right, that's new.
This third and final ban phase, you have one option if you're Legacy
Genesis banned the Cogmore last game.
So they will go for it again.
Look,
they're definitely questioning it.
I mean,
I would think just
rid of
because
it.
it's been farm lane for so long that
Get
you
rid of
didn't
it.
want to.
There you go. All right.
I think that's a smart decision.
So no Maokai, do you first pick Tristana here?
Or you could first pick Twitch.
Yeah, I could see that. They had a great game on Twitch.
Yep.
They are going to do the same thing. First pick Galio. Galio was a nuisance.
That is a flex. Frey played him last game in the mid lane.
Yep, you can go multiple things. He could be a support. He could be
Jungle.
Yeah, I mean, if you really wanted to take it that far,
and
probably
going to see a Jarvan.
Similar. I think they're going to... It feels like both teams here are going to...
yeah, you're right.
Look,
All
draft.
the same thing.
Really, really similar.
This is the exact same draft as the game before.
Choose,
so
you
now
look
we're
happy.
going to see a Twitch.
A Twitch. All right, so
Okay.
what happened last
What was
time?
it?
I think
at the game before?
no, Twitch was the third pick. So
It was
I think
Switch Jacks, wasn't it?
Was it Jax?
No,
or are we just going to
no.
see the Janna taken away? I love how
I
you guys are
think,
just like
I think it was
predicting what happened.
Sejuani Twitch.
Sejuani Twitch, that's right.
Turning into robots. Are you okay? Are you guys okay?
We're
like,
good. We're just like what's happening
happened-
next?
It's a
What happened next?
recording.
Twitch? Yeah, this is pre-recorded.
Yeah, so we're just... I guess we're going back to
doing
game
it
two.
again.
It's gonna be game
We're
two
just
once
doing it again.
I think maybe Drakon and Tilting are like,
And
no, it
Sedge.
wasn't the Tristan, it's fine. It wasn't the Twitch, it's fine.
Sedge.
Maybe how they executed the team composition. Yeah, it was actually the Sejuani
Oh,
one
no.
as well, but no.
Lulu Twitch.
Okay, here comes the
Bummer.
Janna. Here
So
comes
it
the
means you
Janna.
can ban away.
Was Twitch
There we
last
go.
game
There's
again?
the
There's
Oriana.
an
We're changing up.
Okay.
Jarvan, Oriana. Now this is building a
So
composition.
what do you
Alright.
ban? You ban
I ban
mid
Janna. You
laners
ban
now.
Janna. You ban Janna. I reckon.
Syndra.
On Abyss
It's
Academy bans
Gallion mid.
Janna and Legacy Genesis.
They have to know it's Galio mid.
But what if it's not? Kuden can play Galio support. No, what do you mean? What if it's not?
It has to be, right?
There's the Janna ban.
It has to be Galio mid. Galio top is not as effective as Galio mid, just because Galio mid can nullify any real lane, as well as your ult is a lot more efficient.
I feel like, yeah.
Just because you're in the middle of the map.
True.
Why are you smiling at me like that?
I'm smiling because I'm like... Because in the previous games today, I'm like, but we've seen Galio top. Like, I know it's not efficient. I know
yeah,
Frey
but they
just played
just
it.
won a game with Galio mid.
Yeah, but now you've got an Oriana. I mean,
And,
like,
look,
it's still the same result, I guess.
Another thing as well is that you have enough damage threat from the Twitch alone that you can sacrifice your damage in the mid lane. So you can put that's another reason to put the Galio in the mid
Going
lane.
off the rails.
I think we're well and truly on point right now. We're not on the rails.
Are we?
We're
Broadband
on
is
the
very
rails right
smart.
now.
Okay.
Oh, what do you pick? What supports can Tilting pick here?
I mean, we talked about he hasn't been on the Brom before. Like,
Sona.
He doesn't pick frontlines. Zyra is a tilting special. Nami.
Yeah, those are two pocket picks of his.
You don't pick Nami with a Tristana, don't you?
You could. It'd be fine.
I mean, there's no Lulu.
I mean, it's. I wouldn't think it's effective. I think there's probably a better pick. Oh,
Tarek.
I was calling
I
this.
like it.
Do it.
I like
Do
it. I like it.
Oh my god, I thought Kuden was gonna do it, but no. Okay.
he's got Lulu.
I know that. To be fair, could be played with.
Right. So okay. So it's like a Sejuani coming now.
All right. So we're gonna see the jungle pick here. We're gonna see both picks here because it's blue side.
Yep.
But will we see the Sejuani again? 3 games of Sejuani.
Jax again.
When you pick
Blind
up the Jax.
pick Jax.
That's
okay.
I'd like Artiferns to go for Renekton.
I mean, yeah, I was just about.
Are they
going
to play the exact same composition if they go Sejuani here?
Yes. Probably.
They will. They will.
They'll
They
pick,
will.
I mean, Sejuani wasn't banned. They banned away the Zac instead. Swayth has picked up the Zac.
No.
Do you really pick up the Gragas instead of the Sejuani?
Well, it denies the count. Like, I guess you could think
It
of
does.
the idea of the.
It does. But I
pick from
mean,
before.
Babip.
He dealt with it.
But was there anything wrong
So
with
they're
Sejuani?
taking the Gragas, so they now don't have a counter match into the Jax. They now have to pick. Gragas does very well into Jax. They now don't have that option. It's very smart out of Abyss.
Okay.
Genesis need to think though, because what can they pick? Nah. Nah's not bad. Nah's probably one of the better ones.
But I mean, you got a team fighting composition here. You have Orianna, you have Jarvan, you have Tarek as well. Add the Jarvan on top, and Draken's gonna have another good time.
I'm actually quite relieved that they don't have Sejuani. Sejuani ults have been quite an issue.
Oh yeah.
For Legacy Genesis. But who knows? I haven't seen Swathe play Gragas much. Gragas jungle. Gragas jungle is very good at killing the mid laner. But when you have a Galio on your team, you don't really have a lot of damage to punish that, to follow up on that explosive cask. So, I'm
trying to think of where his gank.
I'm trying to think.
Gank
He'll
potential
probably
is.
go back top. He'll probably try and punish Artiferns for his over-aggressiveness that we saw in Game 1.
Yeah.
Bot lane is difficult to gank because you're running into the Dazzle from Tarek.
Mm-hmm.
Harry's going to have a field day, which is great because you really just want this Orianna to scale.
But how hard is this to execute from Legacy Genesis? It doesn't look like.
I think they've got a pretty.
I think that's pretty easy
straightforward
wombo,
team.
isn't it?
They got a Narvan.
Narvan.
Yeah, because the walls actually. So if Jarvan goes in, Narf jumps in afterwards, and that creates the wall so you can throw everyone into.
I definitely think that Nah will have the upper hand into Jax in early levels, and they will need to utilize that early strength very well because if Bibip does punish this Jax, Artiferns may run away with the game. As we saw, even though 5-8 fell behind early, we could just see how strong Nah is able to get with these 2-item power spike.
Abyss Academy take on Legacy Genesis, a very tense moment, and they've decided to go for an invade in the final game. Whoever wins this game wins the series.
I wouldn't call this an invade. I call it a
Mendrix.
I call it a cheeky.
It's an invade.
They're
Look,
not even in their jungle.
they
They're in
will
the
be
river.
soon. Just
That's
wait.
no man's land.
No, it's not. Now we're in the middle. Okay, now it's not an invade.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Sure.
You've ruined Game of Thrones. You've ruined me. What else, mate? What else? Yeah, look, don't take that the wrong way.
What else are
Jeez.
you going to ruin?
Yeah, Mendrix.
Gonna ruin this game.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna just say who wins right now.
Diamond 5 Renekton top. You haven't done that already? Who do you mean?
Jarvan falls a Targaryen.
You're horrible as well. I mean, like,
Makes
everyone's
sense.
gonna
I mean,
pick
he's a dragon master.
that. I mean, is
Well,
he?
would you say?
Is he? I thought he killed dragons.
I reckon
No, he-
Shyvana would be closer to a Targaryen. Because she's actually a
She's
dragon.
actually a dragon.
She's
Wait, you reckon
actually
Shyvana's Khaleesi or something, dude?
I'm trying to think who else would be closest to a
Get
dragon.
me out.
No. This is OCS. You're in now.
Welcome.
Welcome, choose. You don't
All
know
right.
what it
So
is.
we see Artiferns leashing Babip top. And you can see Babip's looking for a cheese here. He's immediately running into the enemy blue.
Going straight on over.
He is not spotted.
Oh, wow. Actually takes a safer path. Did he pick that one?
I think he knew. I think he knew that was warded.
Had to have. Because
Here comes
right
Gragas. Is Gragas going to do wolves? This is the big question.
Swathe is running straight for his blue buff. Spotted out by a ward. This has gone a
He
little...
is smite, but Babip has smite advantage.
I don't know.
I think Swathe wants to let this reset.
As you would. Babip going to come back and hit it.
Yeah,
Swathe
this is
walking
going to
past.
cost Babip.
He's got the regen.
Babip wants this. No, he's going to let it reset.
All right, there we go. Babip doesn't get the blue buff. Resets and Swathe is at full health. While...
This is very good for Swathe.
Yep.
Babip now has to run all the way over to his blue.
He could go pick up the... I guess he could go more efficient path, get himself those good old Raptors on the way.
But as we can see, Jacon and Tilting are pushing this lane under tower. This is the first time that we've properly seen this.
Finally. Took 3 games.
We've seen one of these lanes get like this twitch, get this losing scaling AD carry to get under tower and
actually go for the fight. Actually try to force something.
So here we go.
I guess it's because you do have a tank as well in that regard that can be a bit more forceful. That Dazzle is very strong, especially with the recent buffs that Tarek has received. If the stun does land, it does so much more in comparison.
Babip's is really so far behind. He's so far behind in tempo.
Yeah. Going for that invade, not working out. Swaith's going to be farming up his wolves, but he is around topside and has the opportunity.
Oh.
But that's
very low.
That's early from Hayri. This is what happened to Frey in last game. Except Hayri didn't get the almost kill. That's going to be air backing Frey, and he's going to have to burn teleport to get back in this lane.
That's probably fine from Frey to do. It's always okay to use your teleport greedy in an early game, especially when you are going into a lane that you generally would lose too early. Especially because now it's being lined up with a gank.
Oh, Hayri has no mana. Flash forward, cleanses there, knocked up Justice Punch, flash.
I was about to say, I don't think he needed a flash.
Until Swaith came in.
Sometimes, if you do land... He landed his body slam as well there, so there wasn't much left, but just in case...
No, he landed body slam and the W. All that could follow up was the Q and the autos, but he is taking the safer option.
He used both his summoners there.
He may get repeat gains and punish there. I think he's sensing it. He definitely notices. Jarvan is right next to him.
Hayri walking back. The flash stun there as well. Hayri gets knocked up, taunted. That's first blood. And that is a great start for Abyss Academy.
You were talking about before how the damage might not be there in the end, but they persevere. Swaith did do a camp like this similar before he was punished for it, but this time around, because Babip was aggressive, didn't work out for him. He gave him a little bit more leeway to go for that camp, and this time it paid off. So Abyss Academy off to a great start in this particular game.
Good hunting from the jungler of Abyss Academy. That repeat gank, only burning his own flash.
I don't think that kill on Galio is going to do too much.
No, but...
Galio's not really a champion that can push an advantage.
True.
As I think the big note that we want to really look at is this top and bot lane. We can see this Tristana is building an 8 CS gold lead at the moment, and Artifans has a 7 CS gold lead. These side lanes are going to be the real decider of this game for me.
I think for both teams, really, it's just all about this bottom lane. Again, KO gets his champion. That's going to come through. 2 stuns.
Yeah, technically it was 2.
Yeah, but what is it? What's the difference?
Well, I mean, it's the same time, but it's 2 stuns.
Good for him.
Yeah.
You're a horrible person. Spent too long in this room with you. I like doing best of 3s. I mean, what you can learn about a team in a best of 3 is really, really important. Hayri getting repeat gank here.
Him.
There we go. This is what you learned. The pressure in mid is enough. Hayri, a second time, will go down to Frey. 1 kill didn't matter, but 2 with the turret getting pushed in. That's definitely big.
Yeah, it's definitely not good, but as I said before, this is okay. Galio isn't able to push this advantage individually. He needs Gragas to help him, but you can see that Harry has gone for the Sapphire Crystal, which is a situation that you never really want to be in as a mid laner.
That's a terrible back.
But he has to have a good mental attitude, not get tilted in this final game. You 0-2 down at 7 minutes. I'm sure his teammates are reassuring him. His bot lane is doing very well, so is Artifans.
Yep.
And it's something that does work towards that advantage, because he can just put his shield onto Drakon, let him be the one to carry that game through if he keeps him alive, and then just look for shockwaves. Look for those good old zoning shockwaves, or just if he does manage to land a big one, he still does his job.
Zoning shockwave.
Yeah, sometimes the ball just being in the center of the lane is more than enough.
It's just zoning ball. It's not a zoning shockwave. Got to use the shockwave to have it zoning.
The point is that he's zoning.
He is zoning. You're correct. You know what? 1k gold lead for Abyss Academy at 7 minutes. There's 2 ganks in the mid lane. They've done something.
It's done.
He's going to find KO. Explosive charge, looking for the extra hit. Drakon will not find it. Instead, the trade is a lot better, but you can see the healing buff going towards Tarek. Made a massive difference. Gets 5 stacks now, I believe.
You don't want to stand in that cask that Twitch puts out. A lot of CC gives you 2 stacks of your poison passive.
Yeah.
Big expunge coming out of KO. Very slow game that we're used to. Besides this mid lane, these 2 ganks. But Bip is definitely trying to look at getting his mid laner back into this game, but as we've said, this mid lane isn't the issue.
It's really not. It's been
I think it's too far
side.
gone though to get him back into it. Because you've got a full tank building Galio there. It's probably just going to be neutralized now. Harry just needs to let him push it in.
But Oriana's going to be neutral anyway, isn't she? Like,
yeah, exactly. That's the big thing. But then it comes down to Abyss Academy. The way they can leverage that is that, yes, you can say that everything's been decided in those side lanes, and it probably will be. But if you have a Galio jumping into that, that's the tipping point.
Yeah.
So it could be a big deal with him constantly having that pressure up there. If Harry can't react to anything, Afray's then able just to go, sweet, we're going for a dive here right now. And he's just free to choose that whenever he wants to. That'll be a big tipping point.
Swaith is just going to walk past mid lane. I mean, their intention to invade Raptors, I think they want it known. They're just going to take this away. And Swaith, this is about the 3rd time he's taken a camp from Babip. This invade early. I mean, it didn't work out. And apart from mid lane getting ganked, apart from the pressure being added up in that topside jungle, it has not been Babip's early game.
Oh, Swaith just found his... He's
right here.
I still think that I don't think they'll be able to win the fight though, even if Babip was coming.
Yeah.
Both of them behind now.
Too much damage coming out of the 2 tanks.
Yeah,
Babip's just going to have to look to
knife.
pick up whatever he can at this point in time.
Swaith moving topside again will be spotted by a ward, so they know that he's continually trying to harass Hayri. He has the cleanse back up and available and the flash, but would rather not use them. Swaith just walking back and forth.
This is Thanos CSing very well. Almost keeping up with the clock. It's very good to have about 95 CS around 10 minutes. It means you haven't really missed any. Very nice play coming out of the Legacy Genesis ADK.
Denying a lot from
Now
KO.
pushing in KO as well.
They haven't got much damage down onto that tower.
There it is. Tarek. New Tarek.
Just keeping him propped up.
Artiferns also hasn't dived. It seems
Babip's
Harry is on the
fortunes.
receiving end of that one this game.
Babip jumped in. Dazzle's going to
Little
miss.
ult.
Each time, Drakon and Tilting walk up to this turret. They try to get damage onto KO, but Lulu's shield denies all of it. Blue buff just going to be handed over. Still a 1k gold lead.
I would say that's a successful gank there. Babip all he did was a flag and drag, and in the end ended up being an ultimate use by Kuden. So if any big team fights or even a 2v2 happens in the bot lane, that's a big cooldown that's not available, and it could be the reason why something is dropped or lost.
Jax. Not the same as last game. This time Artiferns can fight back a little bit as well. He's doing okay in this laning phase without Swaith popping his head up onto that side of the map. Simply just been Hayri who's been bullied. Rift Herald going to be taken down here. Babip not going to be able to rotate around. But what do they give up for getting this Rift Herald? At the moment, it looks like nothing. All waves are pushed in. That was a free Rift Herald.
And this just comes down to the control that Swaith has really put in place. He's managed to keep Harry down. That means he's been able to keep control of that topside jungle, and it means he just goes for the obvious objective there.
Interesting build by Galio to go the Spirit Visage instead of the Abyssal Mask or the other much resist item.
Yeah, I actually agree with that.
What do we talk? What's the other one? Why does my name deceive me?
Because I prefer the Abyssal Mask if I'm playing Galio mid, purely because once it is Eternity. The Eternity passive is just so strong to have. It gives you really great sustain. It means that when you are getting hit, you're always going with that.
Adaptive Helm, that's the one.
Yeah, I did it.
I wouldn't go for Adaptive Helm against Oriana.
No.
Yeah, especially since a lot of it.
Oh wow, Cataclysm comes through. Explosive cast onto Hayri. There we go. Balls inside
just not
of it.
enough damage though.
Yeah, the shockwave wasn't used, and even if it was, I feel like it wouldn't have been a kill. No go.
I think it's just Babip grasping at straws at this point in time. Swaith's done a great job of just holding control of the area. They thought they had an opportunity to make it work. When you are full tank, damage is not going to do, especially against Harry, who's just been struggling this entire game. Doesn't have really any major completed items, and that is going up against the Spirit Visage Galio. So probably every single time he does manage to land a proc off, probably has that Undying Grass to get that extra healing off it.
Yeah. Very slow game, similar to games 1 and 2.
It's a different feel. I mean, at least in game 1 it was a little bit more fast paced, but not even that. They were pacing themselves, but they were finding picks. There was a lot of skirmishing. Whereas games 2 and 3 have been very different. And different series altogether from what we saw from Outlaws and Athletico Esports earlier, which was just like, let's make some big risks and see how they happen.
I haven't seen any OCS team really make a teleport play. Like, top laners aren't TPing down to the bottom lane.
Yeah.
Bottom lane is probably the most crucial lane at the moment. And if you do maintain top priority, like this Nai has been getting top priority for a while. It's evening out a bit now, but we haven't seen any real proactive play coming out of these top laners. But
I think Babbitt tried to cancel that. Almost. But Rift Herald's going to hit this mid lane turret.
oof.
Do a chunk of damage. Not even going to follow this one up. Babbitt has been caught out. Runs away. The Dazzle's there. What are you doing? Tilting. Again, the Hachani of OCE is going to go down.
And that's, again, just Abyss Academy playing this out
Babbitt
organically.
Staying way too long. Dragon
Swag.
Flag, Smite to heal. Teleports there very late from Artiferns, and he's at half health with no Mega Null.
Paprise didn't even join into this. Paprise is just like, sweet,
Why
you
would he
guys
need to?
you guys keep doing what you're doing. I'm just gonna go back to base, which is fine.
He's got no flash, so there
This was
was
a lot of time for Paprise as well to get himself back into this lane in the top side.
wasn't engaged in the top side where Paprise and Artiferns both burn their flashes.
Artifence has just picked up the Black Cleaver. We may see this lane fall a bit more in his favor, which is what Legacy Genesis need right now.
At least until the Triforce is picked up by Paprise.
It's going to be a different metric once that item gets into Jax's hands. But the other thing that Paprise has to his advantage right now is that TP advantage. That means they can make a move towards that bot side if they want to. You can easily have 5 members down there, especially with that objective available, which is that Ocean Drake afterwards. Just really go in there, force it down.
The best dragon. Well, first turret blood, that solo goes to... I mean...
It's a good dragon at this point in the game.
I think let's talk about gold
He's
realistically.
1.4k up on his lane opponent.
Yeah, and after
that's
that
huge.
solo gold, it was enough him getting 1 kill, 2 kills, but now, let's be honest,
Solo tower gold.
he's got solo tower gold, and this Galio is going to be an early front line. Hayri can't deal with it, Babbitt can't deal with it. They're going to use so many resources to get Frey. He's level 11 as well.
Swave's starting to work the bot side of the map here. Continuing to get those wards in there. And I feel like this is the makings of them going for the dive there. Actually, just probably going to go and solo the dragon. I guess that's an easier way to go for the objective. You've got control everywhere that you need to have it. And might as well just pick up the objective easily afterwards.
Style of gameplay in game number 3. Very
Same thing
similar
as
to the
game
last
2. Start racking up those dragons.
This is
Here we
similar
go.
to game 2 for Abyss Academy.
It really is.
I mean, we mentioned it in Big Fan. Same exact draft, really, except the Gragas jungle. Opting out of the Sejuani.
So, I mean, he's made similar impact across the map. Swaith has been...
He impacted the mid lane a lot,
And that's what
forced
you
a
said.
lot of cleanses.
That's what you said in Champions. Like you said, Gragas is really good to
killing
not
mid
counteract.
laners.
Yeah, kill the crap out of mid laners.
But then
and it
I
has
did
worked.
think they couldn't pull it off because Galio didn't have enough damage. But he
And-
did it so early on
Level
Yeah.
1.
that Orianna didn't have enough health really to survive through it.
Okay, Paprise has used the ultimate. Hayri looking to use his as well. The Shockwave needs to come through. Cataclysm, there's
Oh,
the combo.
cancels him out of his
Using
jump.
a lot for
Great
Paprise.
ultimate out of Harry to cancel the leap from Jax there. What are Abyss Academy going to do? They're going to take bot tower in response.
They're going to get this first, however. I mean, first turret blood already taken. Abyss Frey is going to pop up mid lane. Dracon's there will only force him away. Bottom lane turret goes down, and soon the response will be topped as Legacy Genesis will get that. But they're going for tier 2 in that bottom lane.
Yeah, as long as Abyss Academy don't get this tower, that's a worth
Orianna's
trade
already
for
here.
Legacy Genesis. Yeah, he should be
Okay.
fine to wave clear that out.
Great trade. This is what you want from Legacy Genesis. You're down 2k gold. You get a kill, end a tower trade. This is what you generally want when you're behind. When you're behind, a lot of teams tend to think they'll try and out micro, try and have a little few skirmishes, maybe you get some picks, but trading cross map is what you want to do. Trading from behind is very good.
Yep.
And that's what Genesis are doing. Good play from them.
100% trading even at time cross, even getting that kill. So you're up. Here we go. Legacy Genesis starting to put a bit of the tempo on now that those turrets are down. Baron's up in 2 minutes, and first dragon going down leaves room for another one to spawn.
And we can see that Harry's picked, like, finally gotten some items. He's gotten the Titsu boots and the Morello. You can see that he's starting to come online despite falling behind a bit early.
What's good about getting those items as well is now he doesn't need to actually fight for a head-to-head. He's got enough ability power and enough magic penetration to just clear the waves, play it safe, and just move towards that team fight focus that he's really good at in terms of what his champion can do.
What is also interesting is Abyss Academy have all built Ninja Tabai. They're also building armor. Despite the Galio, who has gone the Spirit Visage, they're itemizing for the Tristana and the Gnar.
And I think it makes sense that they want to itemize for that as well, because
There's
now
the locker.
they're the ones that are doing well, whereas Harry's a bit delayed in terms of his build. So it makes sense that they want to sort of go for what's strong right now.
Oh, here we go. Yes. Dazzle's going to miss. KO find tilting.
Fight.
There we go. Explosive cast. Tilting is dead here. Rat-a-tat-tat as the Cosmic Radiance will still come down. Teleport cancelled. Abyss Academy will still take the one.
He has flash up. He's being way too greedy.
Johnny.
He feels as if he's Tarek and he can walk out and stun and walk out of these ganks, but Swaith is doing such a good job of punishing him and getting picked. He cost his team a top tower. Something they can't afford to do when you're falling behind this early.
Swaith is playing amazingly this game. He managed to go, basically he lucked out by going straight for the blue buff straight afterwards.
Swaith has played an amazing series. Like you said, he's played a great game. He's played an amazing series. This
game specifically, he's been actually really on
I used to play with Swaith quite a fair bit. We used to duo when Zach was pre-nerf.
Yep.
But this guy was very good at noticing mid lane opportunities, and he would always be there at the right time. He showed that this game he's punished Harry twice for not having summoners, and you can see he's knocked down tilting twice as well. Definitely a standout player in this series.
So far, Legacy Genesis kind of falling behind a little bit here. Almost a 3k gold lead that's building up. Next dragon up in 130. Baron is now live. And in this whole series, we have seen surprising Baron power plays. I expect there to be another one in this game. I expect another 5 minutes. Some Baron shenanigans to commence. Why not?
I hope it's a bit cleaner with the Baron plays coming through, because these series have been a bit questionable.
Why would we want it clean?
Because we want these guys to go to OPL, and they need cleaner Baron plays to get there.
One of them will go potentially to OPL, Vendrix. You just got to wait. All right. This is
Have you seen the Barons in OPL?
I've seen the Barons in OPL.
Don't worry about Baron, man.
Yeah. You see Barons and see what? Who was it? It was either.
Well, if they can take the Barons, then they're looking pretty good then.
Yep. Oh my God! Here
we
we go
have a clear advantage over the other teams if that's the way we're going.
Drakon has to ult there. That ultimate is down, and KO has freedom up in that top lane. He's a level up, and he has caught up. Here we go. Swaith again. Topside advantage. Dazzle going to lock him down. Drakon free hitting, but Galio
coming out.
The Cosmic Radiance gets down. Already come down. Shockwave there hits 2 people. Swaith is locked up again. Double drag and flag. A stun, a belly bump, wombo combo. Dazzle flash away. Legacy Genesis have to get the heck out of there. They're way too low.
Not enough damage coming out of Genesis. You can see they had a great team fight coming out of there. Great Tarek ult and great Orianna ult hitting 2 people. Just not enough damage, not enough items. Tristana still hasn't hit her power spikes.
What I like about it, though, is they still have the ability to take those fights and still come out fairly even. The fact that it wasn't just a complete wipe, considering the lead for Abyss Academy, means Legacy Genesis do have a real chance going into the next 10 to 15 minutes of this game.
Yeah. Genesis definitely have a strong scaling composition. I believe Gnar will be able to deal with this Jax.
Yep.
This Jax will get out of hand, but you can see Gnar's about 50 CS up now.
Yeah, he's half a Horizon.
Having a much better game. May take this tower organically.
This turret is low, and Paprise has to be careful. I mean, he's going to push him off. Gnar's going to trade back.
Damage.
Throw a brick. No, walks away. Minion's going to do most of the work for him, and
Probably a bad time to go into Mega Gnar.
but that turret needs to go down. Like that goes down, opens up for Legacy Genesis. Means they've only got that mid lane outer left to deal with. Start controlling some of this map.
Yeah. I don't know what Genesis can really... I believe they're kind of hoping that Gnar gets them back into this game. You can see he's 50 CS up. He's getting lane priority on this Jax. They may look for a TP play. Or they may be just waiting for their power spikes.
He's definitely buying time for them by keeping that pressure up. If Abyss Academy have to send some members down to deal with him, especially if he is getting that out of hand in terms of him buying those items. Now that he's got that frozen mallet, Paprice is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So we're about to see a good buy coming out of Harry as well. We've just seen the Infinity Edge picked up by Tristana and the frozen mallet coming out of Gnar. Harry is selling some items for enough gold to get Leandri. He's a great item into double tank, into a fat front line. And the only real concern is this Twitch. This Twitch is coming up on his second Zeal item, so he will have he's quite ahead of this Tristana in terms of itemization.
Oh no, Babbitt's been caught out again. Where's the Cosmic Radiance? It's going to come on down. Babbitt is invulnerable. There we go. Dragonflight gets him out. Double TP channeled. Only one comes through and it's Paprise.
This is a 4v5. Mega Gnar's in the bot lane.
Three-man
They
stun.
can't fight
That counter-strike. The Shockwave only hits one. Legacy Genesis, get out of there. You have no chance anymore. One goes down. Swaith over the wall. Babbitt goes back in. Why did you go back in, Babbitt? He has to run. Legacy Genesis getting dove. And there's only two members left. One in front of you. Gnar's still down in the bottom lane. And Babbitt will not survive.
Towers are not going to save you. Frey just takes no damage from that tower dive. We can see Mega Gnar does get a tower, but this is going to cost them a team fight and Baron, and potentially the start of where they will lose this game.
What was happening with that there is that Abyss Academy just corralled them into that spot. They put them directly into a corner, and there was no way they could fight out of it. Instead of being a cat lashing back, they were just a mouse, and they got taken out.
Baron buff secured for Abyss Academy, and that is the first safe Baron we've seen of this series.
Knowing Abyss,
Queen Baron, woo!
Knowing Abyss, this is going to be a very clean closeout by them. They did a very well choking Legacy Genesis out of their jungle. With the Jax should be able to get priority with the Baron minions. They tend to be going for the Ocean Drake, which won't serve them too well, but I mean, at this point in the game, just take every objective that you can get. And also we can see that the Warmogs has been finished on the Galio, which is an interesting build. I haven't seen Warmogs and Galio before.
That's probably why I decided to go for
Flash
the
Mariana.
Spirit Massage early. It makes more sense now. Every time that proc comes up, it means he recovers it much quicker.
Oh, yeah.
So a little bit of a play there for them. And now it just feels more of a... I guess there isn't really a big win condition they need to play for. They could just go for a solid 4-1. Basically have Jax continue to split push on the side like he did last game. And eventually they can just close it out from there as long as they don't give up any questionable plays where Swaith decides to hang out too long.
Ardent Sense of Taric, Mendrix. Choose Ardent Sense of Taric. Feels good. I love taking that.
I'm not sure if I agree with Ardent Sense of Taric.
I mean, all he has to do is hits his relic, presses Q.
I don't know if I agree with that one as well, but... I mean, there was a reason he was dying really quick in those past team fights.
Well, he's a terrible
I didn't notice he was itemizing for that.
I mean, Stoneborn Pact, does he have that, I wonder? It makes sense. Like, I mean, he hits a 4-man, 5-man dazzle.
I get I get the idea behind it. Like, there's always some reason for why people go for it.
I'm just trying to make it sound good.
But I still would prefer him to go for that tank out aspect. His passive now scales with him actually building tanky in terms of what he provides. He's actually able to do better with his heals the tanker he gets as well.
They need a locket. They need a locket to nullify some of this Twitch opening damage.
Absolutely.
Twitch will get easily 2-3 autos off for free on your backline. If you're able to proc your locket, it will be very big at the start, and it will nullify a lot of that damage that the Twitch does.
Look at the front line from Abyss Academy. They're hovering around the mid. They're taking no damage from Drakon or Hayri. Another turret goes down. That is 5,000 gold. Abyss Academy, this is a slow choke. And I'm worried for Legacy Genesis because right now they cannot breathe.
And this is exactly what happened in the second game now. It's just Abyss Academy's cleaned it all up. They're just being cleaner in terms of what they've done with this choke. They didn't give up the Baron. They were able to find that team fight because Artifence chose not to complete his TP. Everything is just falling into place. It's like puzzle pieces just being popped in. Abyss Academy's having a great time.
KO free to run up in this top side. Waves are going to be cleared quick, but here's the engage once again.
Great
Explosive Tusk and Hayri has to get in that Cosmic Radiance, but he doesn't. He goes down quickly. Legacy Genesis, even under their own turret, they're struggling. Meganar only gets one. That ult is not going to be good enough. The Dazzle will hit too. Drakon trying to kite back Babip under his turret, but tilting goes down. And Abyss Academy pick up 2 more.
What an engage by Swaith. We've praised this guy so much. He notices that Harry doesn't have flash, immediately gets in there, flashes, gets a great explosive cast, and KO is able to shut down the Orianna before the Taric ult comes down. This guy has been playing so well this series.
Absolute standout this game here. As soon as he found that one advantage he's been playing with the whole time, arguably is the reason why Abyss Academy are having such a clean textbook finish here as well.
Oh my god. Frey takes no damage.
They aren't able to get the inhibitor though, so this is very good news for Genesis, but they're 8k behind at 28 minutes.
They had such a good game 1 in this series. Like, it looked like they knew what their team composite. Yes, you know, they did make some mistakes.
They won that game.
Clinical, but they won it. They won it. End of the day.
So it was a good game.
So it was
but
a good game.
They did get their Lulu Cogmal composition, which I would think they prepared for today. That one, they abandoning themselves. They've definitely come into this game 3 with a game plan. They've given Abyss Academy the same composition they played last game, thinking they had a way around it. All they've really changed is their Taric pick and their Gnar pick. But so far, it hasn't really done much for them.
I mean, Hayri did pick up the Orianna as well, but it hasn't been an excelling performance, considering he's been bullied all game. And there's been no opening for Hayri to really get a big shockwave because he's got 2 items. He's not doing any damage against 3 of these members.
You can see that he's itemizing for the Void Staff. This guy is not doing any damage in these team fights. These tanks are too strong for him. Once he gets this Void Staff, we will see the Orianna come online.
But the question is it still enough? Because these tanks, even though he may have really good penetration, they're now well and truly health stacked.
Well, you're never going to do anything
I really
think
he needs a bit more ability power, a bit more bite to it, in terms of what he might be able to have before we can actually chew through him.
In these situations, as a player, you tend to be given the option of what champion do you want to funnel your resources onto. You can actually hold a wave and give an AD carrier mid laner 2 waves. You can essentially get if a guy needs Infinity Edge or needs Void Staff, needs a power spike, he's able to soak up these numerous waves because you're being pushed in through all 3 lanes. I'm curious to see if Genesis do that for Harry. Just realizing that he's not doing enough in these team fights, and they seem to be giving a lot of their resources to Drakon.
I think they've chosen Drakon in this situation, and not Harry. Probably he's too far behind.
Chosen him in every series.
They've chosen him, yes, they have.
I don't think they're wrong. Drakon has played very well. He's been on a farm lane, honestly, so it's hard to say. But in his team fights have been great. I'm a big fan of his flashing forward and realizing these opportunities. He has the Lord Dominic's now. You can see how fast he wave clears. This game is not over.
It's definitely, Legacy Genesis, we still have that window, and we still know
uphill battle.
Baron in 20 seconds. Baron in 20
Legacy
seconds.
Genesis had an uphill battle game too.
He's trying to tell us it's going to be
they had an uphill battle.
Baron's going to be one of those.
This Baron will be the decider.
Okay.
There'll be a big fight. If Abyss Academy get this Baron, it should be fairly textbook for them to finish this game.
Dragging up in the same amount of time, but we know where the priority is going to be for now. Looks like Babbitt might just go down and try and take it away. Baron is up. Now, there is not too much vision control. You can see that Abyss Academy...
This is a mountain. It's not a water.
But look, they're walking up. Abyss Academy are walking up.
On Ocean.
They know that they're started it. They're going to start Baron. Abyss Academy are going to start Baron.
They are going to start Baron. This is...
I think Abyss Academy is saying...
This is not
just
good.
giving it up.
Abyss Academy are just saying, yeah, nice mountain you got there. Be a shame that you can't use it on this.
I assume
here.
Genesis were under the impression that they would be trading.
Yeah.
maybe they thought that they wouldn't win a team fight, which is understandable.
Yep.
We do see Harry with the Void Staff now, and we do see Tristana with 3 strong items. This next team fight will ultimately come down to if they can shut this Twitch down.
He's 2 levels ahead of Draco.
It's still going to be very tough
still.
as well, and with the way Swaff's been engaging, if he manages to land another one of those engages, KO will remain untouched.
What'd you just call him?
Sorry?
Swath.
Sway.
Swath.
Yeah. Swath.
Sure?
I heard Swath.
I heard Swath as well.
That's Swath.
See? Choose get like you and names, Mendrix, man.
I don't know. I heard a pretty interesting name from Choo Choo's before the cast started today.
Did you? Is it PG or not?
Oh, yeah.
It's very PG. In fact, you could say it's ancient history.
Artipanese instead of Artifence.
Nice.
He sounds like
Mendrix.
he sounds like a Greek god.
Yeah, like a Greek god now. Makes sense.
Oh, game 1, he was kind of a god.
Speaking of gods and mythology, Ornn's looking pretty cool as well.
Okay. Abyss Academy.
Yeah, Abyss Academy looking very
know what we
strong
need?
too.
Legacy Genesis need Gnar to go big. A big Gnar ult into an Orianna ult.
Oh my god.
Never mind. That was an absurd amount of damage.
Abyss Academy just rolling bottom lane like what up? Explosive cast. Tilting goes to the far left-hand side, but they're going to get this inhibitor.
They need to hold on.
That was just decisive from Swipe. He said, yep, I'm going in, guys. Let's finish this.
Just see.
KO
Swaith
cleaned it
is
up.
so good at this champion. Immediately locks down Harry. KO follows up, trusts in his jungle with CC lockdown, hits him 3-4 times with his ult, immediately shuts down. They even blow the flash. This is a triple inhib.
They're cleaning up this base. All inhibitors are going to be down. They're going to back off, I assume, unless...
Surgical gameplay.
I mean, they're going to push all waves, make sure that Baron buff has its full limit of work. The gold lead is too much right now. They go in, they find the engage. Jumping in, Paprise has been exhausted. First time we've seen exhaust today. As we go back to the regular heal, might not matter. Legacy Genesis looking for their engage, but Frey there is going to get dazzled down. Cataclysm, where is the ultimate? The shockwave there.
Kuhn is just not doing enough
Hasn't
damage.
been hit. The Cosmic Radiance, not enough again. Legacy Genesis in their own base can't do anything as this extended team fight puts Bavik at risk. Shockwave will hit 3. Is it enough damage? We don't think so. As KO has been untouched. They're cleaning up. Abyss Academy put the nail in the coffin. And
That
they
should be
will be
game.
going to the OPL promotion tournament. What a success story. Coming back from 0-1.
Not yet. There's still actually... Never mind.
Never mind.
KO
Choose.
will
Never
fall down,
mind.
but he does take down the 2 carries of Legacy Genesis. And what a performance by the Twitch player.
This has just been a clinic, this last game by Abyss Academy, and really, Summoner's Rift was the operating table, Swaith was the surgeon. He was just
Abyss
landing everything he needed.
Academy, baby. I tell you what, they were down 1 game. Legacy Genesis looked in form, but these last 2 games, they have been a little bit more clinical. Game 3 was a good success story, but they'll be going through to the finals, and Outlaws will be taking on Abyss Academy.
Yeah, that should be a great series. Both of these teams really surprised me at how good macro like big plays that they were able to pull off, and these compositions are also not like tank meta falls a lot into team fighting and big macro play, and that's not something I generally saw in OCS. But this split, as you said, is very close, and those were some great series, despite them both falling. Oh no, I was about to say despite them both being 2-0s, but that was a that was a 3-game
Close.
Well, it comes down to the OCS really trying to bridge that gap. I mean, if they want to be able to compete with the OPL, they need to be able to look at the players, adapt to the meta at the same rate that I guess the OPL does. And if, as you can see here, they definitely have the ability to do it. The demonstration was there from these teams. They put it on controlled League of Legends. It's none of this sort of spawn, die, spawn, die. Now everything has a meaning behind every fight that they go for.
Yeah, it was a slower pace, especially in the second series of the night as well. But Outlaws, they won in a very 2-0 fanny. Sorry, wow. Don't say fanny on air. No, apparently not. A 2-0 fashion. And of course, it is going to be your recent champions of Abyss Academy taking down Legacy Genesis 2-1 in the reverse manner there. Means next week we go through to our grand finals. But that's it for today, folks. Thank you so much for joining us. However, before I do leave you, I have a special announcement. At midday today, we released our community night for League of Legends. So, guys, make sure you get involved. Banners down there. It's our homegrown LOL night, actually just called our Throwdown League of Legends night. Sign-ups are now open at throwdowntv.gg. So we look forward to seeing you there to fight for a shared prize pool of $150. My name's Shaker Sarek Sozapenko, Nathan Mendrix Mendez, Aaron Choo-Choo's Bland. Thank you so much for joining us, man. I hope you're here next week. I meant to say that off there. We'll see you next time for the best of 5 final next week between Outlaws and Abyss Academy.